Removing the headlight assembly on a facelift W210 chassis, that's 2000 to 2003, is really quite easy once you get the front bumper off. If you do not know this procedure for removing the bumper, then I recommend you watch one of my other videos that covers this subject in detail. Before I actually show you how to take the headlight assembly out of this section of the car, I think I'll show it to you on the bench and show you where the fasteners are. You can kind of see that up close, and that'll help understand the next scene when we actually remove it from the car. This is the replacement headlight assembly for my 2000 E430. Once you have the bumper removed, you only have to access 3 points to get the headlight assembly off the car. You have one right here, one here at the top, and 1 point right down here. All 3 of these are 8mm head bolts, and like I said, they're very easily accessed with the bumper removed. You'll notice that all 3 of these points have an adjustment to them. This one here has a large plastic threaded nut head. You can turn that in and out easily by hand. But up at the top here and outboard here, you have these brass inserts which can also be adjusted in and out, but they're pretty tight, so you're going to have to use a wrench. Keep in mind though that these 3 adjustment points are for the purpose of adjusting the headlight to fit the front fender, the bumper, and the hood. They are not for the purpose of aiming the headlight. I'll begin with the outer bolt first. It's located right down here, just below the lip of the front part of the fender. And then I'll reach in over here and remove this other one on the inboard lower edge. And then finally, I'll just kind of hang on to the headlight for safety. I'll remove this top one. Generally, the headlight won't fall out here, so I'm just taking the strain off of it. Once those are removed, just wiggle the headlight out of the opening, and you'll have 2 plugs to remove in the back. Pinch them in. Sometimes they can be really tough to get off, as if they've been on for a while. And then you can lift the headlight right out. You can see here the 2 plugs here and here. And that's it for removal. We'll get the new one ready to install. Do you notice something looks a little different here? Look at how clean this is inside. Yeah, that's right. I took the time to detail this area out. By the way, if you want to learn how to detail and clean things like this in your garage, then you need to check out my series of detailing videos on my website. I have a number of them. One of my most popular videos to date is the video on how to detail an engine compartment without having to use a lot of water and making a great big mess. So in preparation for installing the headlight, the only thing you really need to be concerned about is this little clip right here at the top. You need to make sure you have not lost the clip, and you need to position it so that it's lined properly with the hole. If you don't do that when you set the headlight in, it'll be very difficult to start this top bolt. So the first thing is set the headlight in here as close as you can get it, and go ahead and plug in these 2 electrical connections. Sometimes they kind of disappear. That one actually went down in behind the radiator. Okay, just make sure they're both tight, and check for corrosion. Once those are plugged in, then you can kind of twist the headlight in like this, and go ahead and set this long stud down to the center of this white Okay, I'm going to move it back into position here. I'm going to have to fall in behind where that rubber seal is. All right, now I think I got it in position. So I will start, look at that, I moved that clip. Even installing it, I have to realign that top clip. And then I'm going to set the headlight up and make sure that's aligned with the hole. And then I'm going to start the top bolt. And you have to wiggle it. You can wiggle it and actually feel it drop into place. I'm not going to tighten these bolts right yet. Okay, that one started. Now we take the big washer and integrated nut here, and we'll start this one. I'll just snug it down a little bit. And then finally, we'll come out here to this outboard hole. This one's a little bit hard to see. That's why I start the other ones first. You can get this one lined up. Then I'll just use a nut driver. Be real careful that you don't cross thread these. It's really going to be a problem if you do. Now as I run this in, I will run it in until it tightens against the stop and then back it out. Now comes the adjustment part. And I won't be able to do the complete adjustment in this video because I don't have the front bumper on. But what you do is first of all, you'll want to start by lining it up with the fender. If this is sticking out too far, you can actually either move this adjusting nut at the top in or out to get this adjusted properly. Same way down at the bottom. So you can move the fender in and out a little bit and adjust that one to get the gap here just right. And then when you put the front bumper back on, you can go in and adjust this large plastic nut in or out to get the bumper to fit right in here. So later on, we're going to come in and show this finished with the bumper in place. That'll be a separate video, but it'll be part of the next series when we talk about headlight aiming and how to adjust these properly for beam direction.